Greetings in the name of the Lord. Pray that you have a blessed week this week. Today I want to share about three things that you can pray about as we get ready to go back to our in-person service on Easter, April the 4th. The first is cleaning. On March 27th, we want to use probably beginning at 9 o'clock and going to probably lunch. We want to set up the church in preparation for the 4th by cleaning, dusting, wiping, removing things that needs to be thrown away. Perhaps you have had some items in the church that needs to be picked up, and you can use that day to pick it up. So we just want to prepare the place. Second is praying for myself and the leaders on having the wisdom of God on how to do the seating for the church. We're not sure. We're still praying and planning on this. We're in discussion as leaders. Should we go back to full open, or we want to limit the number of people coming in? The reason is, as much as we want the fellowship, especially for those who operate or wired in such a way to be the need to be in person, we want to make sure that first and foremost it is safe, and that people feel confident, that they have assurance that no one, including themselves, beginning with themselves, is not sick. We don't want that to spread. We want the numbers to continue to go on a downward trend. So we may have to practice social distancing, separating the seating, which means less space for more people to attend. We will have an overflow in the fellowship hall, and we will have live stream. More than likely, we're not going to have food because it's really want people to just come and go. I know we want the fellowship. We need the fellowship. We love the fellowship. But at the same time, we want to use wisdom, and we on a momentum towards going to tier 4. So we want to contribute to that momentum. We want to operate in that flow. So number one is prepare for cleaning. Help if you can be here. We really need the help. Second is pray for the wisdom of God to be upon me and the rest of the leaders. And how do we lead our people corporately so that everyone feels safe and everyone's comfortable? And you might be thinking, why isn't worship the top priority? Well, it's hard to worship freely when you're constantly thinking about, am I going to get sick? Are we too close? So that can actually be it's a real need, but the need can be a distraction. So if we address the need of making it feel safe, making it safe and making people feel comfortable, then we can freely worship unto the Lord, minister to the Lord individually and corporately. The third part is this, and this is the big one, the real big one. In Nehemiah chapter 10, the people are going back to Jerusalem to rebuild the walls. That's the whole book of Nehemiah. The rebuilding of the walls was symbolic of their recommitment to the Lord. And they talk about, they made vows in chapter 10 of Nehemiah. They made an oath, individually and corporately, to do these 4 things. Number one is they're going to divorce themselves from the ways of the world. They married with pagan nations, pagan people, and that greatly influenced their disobedience and unfaithfulness to the Lord. So they said they're going to divorce themselves from the ways of the world. Number 2 is that they will to reestablish the Sabbath. They didn't honor the Sabbath. So, and these 2 things is one of the reasons why are great factors to why they were exiled. So number 2 is that they're going to honor the Sabbath. Number 3 is that they're going to honor the Lord with their harvest. In other words, they're going to practice and exercise their tithes and offerings for the care and for the service of the temple. Those were the 3 big commitments that they made. Divorce themselves from the ways of the world, honor the Sabbath, and tithes and offerings towards the temple. And then fourthly, they said this. So the 4th part, they said they made a corporate commitment to not neglect the temple of their God. And for me, it's not the building. The building is important, don't get me wrong. But what I've discovered in this pandemic is that it's like the water of a lake went dry and people saw what was actually underneath the water. They didn't see it when it had the water, but became visible. It was always there all along. And my sense is that there were some veils or some walls within relationships, within families, within WMC. And my prayer is this, and I know I'm speaking for myself, that if I could do things all over again in the pandemic, I would do things more differently. And so I want to confess in ways that I've led that didn't meet the needs of the people, that only met some of the needs of the people rather than every sheep and all sheep. And I will share that more on the 4th. And perhaps you can relate with me and connect with me on that, identify with me on that. So I pray on the 4th, in addition to people feeling safe, in addition to the church being clean, in addition to people making a recommitment to the Lord, to the house of God, to meeting as a family, whether it be online or in person. But the last part is this, a recommitment to one another. A recommitment, a restoration of breaking down on both sides whatever walls that existed, that was there all along, but it's just that the pandemic brought it out. And how can we break down those walls? That's what I feel led to share in this week's newsletter on how we can prepare for Easter. May the Lord bless you.